Hi, and welcome to Shelby's Crafty Books and Games! Today I'll be starting a doll custom. That's where you change up a doll into something else. I'm taking an old Ever After High doll, it was once the Raven Queen, and turning it into Yenshin from the Dawn of Yenshin book. As I do, I'll be answering prompts from the birthday book tag. I found this on Lindsey from BFCG YouTube channel. Why? Because my birthday is this month. So I thought it would be fun to do this tag. Let's get started. 1. Birthday Cake. A book with a plot that seems cliche, but you adore it anyway. Tiger's Curse by Colin Hook. The last thing Kelsey Hayes thought she'd be doing this summer was trying to break a 300-year-old Indian curse of a mysterious white tiger named Rin, halfway around the world, but that's exactly what happened. Face to face with dark forces, spellbinding magic, and a mystical world where nothing is what it seems, Kelsey risked everything to piece together an age of prophecy that could break the curse forever. Yep, big book of cliches. I picked this book up in middle school after a friend highly recommended it. I loved it back then, and now I see its many flaws and cliches, but I still like to read it every now and then and have a soft spot for it. 2. Party Guests. Your most anticipated book release of this year. A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lynn. Tyran doesn't choose to become a con artist, but after her father is lost at sea, it's up to her to support her mother and 2 young sisters. Gifted art forger, True has the unique ability to paint the future, but even such magic is not enough to put her family back together again, or stave off the gangsters demanding payment in blood for her mother's gambling debt. Left with few options, True agrees to a marriage contract with a mysterious dragon lord. He offers a fresh start for her mother and sisters and elusive answers about her father's disappearance, but in exchange she must join him in his desolate undersea palace, and she must assist him in a plot to infiltrate the tyrannical Dragon King's inner circle, painting a future so treacherous it could unbend both the mortal and immortal realms. I've been really excited about this book since Elizabeth Lynn announced it last year. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, one of my favorite fairy tales. It's already out, and I bought it as a birthday present to myself. 3. Birthday Presents. A book that surprised you on how much you loved it. Awakens by Elisa Kova. The Solaris Empire is one conquest away from uniting the continent, and the rare elements of magic asleep in 17-year-old library apprentice Vala Jarl could shift the tides of war. Vala has always been taught to fear the Tower of Sorcerers, a mysterious magic society that has been happy in her quiet world of books. But after she unknowingly saves the life of one of the most powerful sorcerers of them all, the Crown Prince Aldrich, she finds herself enticed in his world. Now she must decide her future, embrace her sorcery and leave the life she's known, or eradicate her magic and remain as she's always been. And when powerful forces lurk in the shadows, Vala's indecision could cost her more than she's ever imagined. This is the very first indie book, book self-published by an author, I've ever read. I kept seeing it advertised on Facebook and took a chance. I found it super interesting and exciting to read. It opened the door to the world of indie books for me. Happy Birthday Song, a book that certainly deserves all the hype it got. The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her in this situation. Raising Anne that Olive is dating and well on her way to happily ever after is always going to take more than a hand-waved Jedi mind tricks. Scientists require proof. So like many self-respecting biologists, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor, and a well-known ass. Which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's ringing lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. And when a big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on the Bunsen burner, Adam surprises her again with his unyielding support. Suddenly, their experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. I remember this being big when it first released, but I didn't get a copy until I tried Book of the Month for a short time. It's actually pretty good. Happy Birthday Music, a book with some very beautiful and truly memorable quotes. Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. Theodosia is 6 when her country is invaded and her mother, the Fire Queen, is murdered before her eyes. On that day, the Kaiser took Theodosia's family, her land, and her name. Theo is crowned Ash Princess, a tale of shame to bear in her new life as prisoner. For 10 years, Theo has been a captive in her own palace. She has endured the relentless abuse and ridicule of the Kaiser and his court. She is powerless, surviving on her own world only by burying the girl she is deep inside. Then, one night, the Kaiser forces her to do the unthinkable. With blood on her hands and all hope of reclaiming her throne lost, she realizes that surviving is no longer enough. But she does have a weapon. Her mind is sharper than any sword, and power isn't always won on the battlefield. For 10 years, the Ash Princess has seen her land pillaged and her people enslaved. That all ends here. I just finished this book, but it's such an amazing parts to quote. My favorite is toward the end. I was a princess made of ash. There is nothing left of me to burn. Now it's time for a queen to rise. Getting older. A book that you read a long time ago, but you think you would appreciate more if you read it as a more mature reader. Black Beauty by Anne Sewell. As a young horse, Black Beauty is well-loved and happy. But when his owner is forced to sell him, his life changes drastically. He has many new owners, some of them cruel and some of them kind. All he needs is someone to love him again. Whether pulling an elegant carriage or ramshackle cab, Black Beauty tries to live as best he can. This is an amazing story, told as he can only tell it. I remember being read this book when I was really young. I feel like a lot of classics I had to read when I was young, I wasn't old enough to fully understand or appreciate it. And I'm sure I will now. Sweet Birthday Memories. A book that kept you incredibly happy during a sad or demanding period of your life. The Search for Wondla by Tony DiTilleresi. Ava 9 is a curious and sensitive 12-year-old who has existed only in a subterranean hole called Sanctuary, cared for by a robot named Mother. Ava's greatest desire is to go above ground, and her wish comes true, though not as she imagined. On the surface, Ava goes in search for other humans. She has never met one, and soon meets both friends and foes. So that was the birthday book tag. Have you read any of these books? Let me know. Also, I think my doll custom is coming along nicely. Next will be the face, but that will be for next week. See you next time.